Hey guys, Justin here. Today I want to talk about something that people struggle with not only on iRacing and sim racing, but in competitive games in general, and that is burnout. And no, me personally, I'm not really dealing with any sort of burnout right now, not with iRacing, not with YouTube, I'm just kind of chilling. But I know that in the past I have dealt with bouts of burnout a lot. So today I just wanted to share what I have found that combats burnout and makes iRacing fun again, because at the end of the day, iRacing is a game, and if it's not fun, then what are we even doing? But I acknowledge that I don't race as much as some people do. I only average a couple races a week, if that. So I also want to get the perspective of somebody who races a lot. And what better person to talk to than my friend and Twitch streamer Justin Bo 20? We'll hear from him from a bit. But first, I want to share my perspective. I acknowledge that a lot of the things that I tell people to do to get better might end up leading to burnout. Things such as focusing on a single car to really learn the physics, and also the amount of practice and intentional practice can really lead to a lot of repetitions, which can easily lead to burnout. Even when I say race as much as you can to improve, that doesn't mean that you should race further than the physical or mental capacity that you have to race, because at some point your brain will just kind of shut down and it's just a different point for different people. I personally can't really run more than 3 or 4 races in a single day without really feeling burnt out. But then there are some people who are very motivated and end up racing 10 times in a day, and that's okay, that's good for them, and it's okay that if you can't get to that. Another thing that's extremely common to do in iRacing is hyperfixate on iRating, and you've heard from me multiple times how I'm really against hyperfixating on iRating. I think that it'll not only lead to being bad for your mental health, but at the same time, I just don't even think it's good for your iRating because you'll end up only specializing in something and not being versatile and able to increase your iRating at multiple types of tracks and cars. That probably sounds rich coming from an ARCA farmer, but hey, within the ARCA car, I can race any type of track. So if you find yourself in the cycle of only running super competitive high stress race environments, take a look at the other types of licenses that you're not strictly focusing on iRating and see if there's any for fun series that you want to run. I highly suggest the Pro 4 dirt road truck. You will be hard pressed to find a single sim racer who will not have a smile on their face running the Pro 4 at Wild West Speedway. Even sitting down for a pickup cup race can help remind you that at the end of the day, this is all a game and it's all for fun. Another thing that I do is not to let the results and events of one race linger around for more than like an hour after the race. This can be really tough to do if you don't race that much and that one race that you got screwed out of is the only one that you have time to do for like 3 days. But at the same time, if you let any race ruin your night, that's all you're going to remember about the racing. And then when you go back to thinking about if you want to race again or if you want to drive at all in iRacing again, you'll just think back to that. So when stupid, unfair things happen in iRacing, all I can really say is if you have time for another race, get right back to it. And if you don't have time for another race, just reset and better luck next time because that's all you have to do in your control. You can protest, but I've talked about before how I don't think protest solves anything if it's just for your own satisfaction. But enough about me, let's talk to the guy who has run over 1,600 races in 2022 and almost 1,000 races so far in 2023. Justin Botello, aka Justin Bo20 on Twitch, himself. Hey J-Bo, how's it going?
Doing great, man. How you doing?
Oh, I'm not too bad myself. Today we're talking about how to deal with burnout in iRacing. I thought, who better to talk to than the guy who can run over 1,500 races in a year himself. So I was wondering, what's your secret to dealing with burnout?
Yeah, burnout is definitely a thing out there. Like, I feel like once you run too many races, you will get tired over and over. But I think something I picked up this year was trying a different class of series. I've stuck to oval probably my whole time I've been on iRacing, so it's good to go to dirt road. I've done a little bit of dirt oval, and I'm gonna try and start road soon. So I think if you can just change your classes up, I think it's really good.
Yeah, just keep it fresh, always doing something new. One thing I think I noticed too was having Twitch chat and people to talk to as well kind of helps make those races seem less isolated and kind of more fun in general. Would you agree with that?
I do. I think when you race by yourself, I mean it's a different kind of relaxing. Like if you sometimes I race off stream and just like listen to music or whatever, but I'd rather like have people see what I'm doing and we can interact and like interact have that interaction between like what happens and crazy stuff that happens around you and all that stuff. It's better to have more people watching, I think, in that aspect
Yeah,
and be
even if it's
able to
just a
like talk
Discord
about it.
call.
Yeah, anything. Like usually when I race off stream, I'm always talking to people and always hanging out. Um, and we just race it up for fun.
Yeah, I think I found that too. Beginning of iRacing, I did everything by myself because I didn't really have friends in iRacing, and it was hard. I would get mad easier. I would just be burnt out so much easier than when I started having people to just chat with during races, or even people watching videos from stuff I would make, it just seemed like it was night and day difference of like why I was racing.
Yeah, for real. I think it's way better. When I first started, I mean, I got into it with everybody, and I think that was probably a bad thing when you first start, is to kind of wreck everybody, and that's how you make a name for yourself on here and get people
Right.
mad at you, and maybe make friends later. You don't know, but that's crazy when you first start, and the more you race, the more you race with the same people, especially if you're in top split, you see the same people over and over. So it's good to make friends and not enemies at any time.
Right. Well, is there any other secret you have out there for people to just get out there and race and kind of get out of their own heads?
Yeah, number one, I think, find a good friend, friend space to, a whole bunch of people to race with, enjoy yourself, do some hosteds too. If you're burnt out, try some different things. Seriously, I would try. I just picked up dirt road, and I practiced and practiced and practiced, and I think I've finally gotten good at like one track specifically, but the more I run it, I think I'll get better at the other tracks. But once you get the like the hang of it and you'll race more at something that you practice over and over with, that can get burnt out too, especially if you do that. But if you can get better and work on your stats, if you wanted to do that, I think it's a good idea. You know, I mean, I race almost like 5 days a week, so the way I, you know, try not to get burnt out is like a specific, maybe like times of day, maybe take some breaks. I don't know. I don't like to I don't like to do something too much. Like I won't do C fixed all day or something like a specific series. I have to do something different, you know.
Yeah,
And
you don't want to be in a parade all day.
yeah, that wouldn't be fun. Or a yellow fest, caution fest like C fixed every week.
Right. Awesome. Well, thanks a lot, Jabo. We'll see you back on your stream, and everyone go check him out. Link is right here and in the description.
Heck yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate what you're doing over here.
Oh, thanks a lot, Jabo. Leave a comment down below on how you help combat burnout, not just on iRacing, but any sort of competitive game or thing. Alright, thank you all for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all on the track.